Hey guys, Ryan here, and today I'm going to bring you a video in the Tier 5 British TD, the Archer. Now, this is my first time bringing you a video on the Archer, and as I do most times I show a video of a vehicle for the first time, I'll go over a little bit about the vehicle, its statistics, what's good and bad about it, and in this game, between spandex and its Chi-Nu Kai, and it is a Tier 6 game on Cliff. But this tank, it's an interesting one. I'm only playing this tank because the FE405 was on track. And I've always wanted to play the Charioteer and the Conway, so I thought while it's on track, I'll do the tree. And I thought this tank looks a little bit crap, and everyone that I spoke to said it was a really bad tank. But before I go to start, I'm just going to say I love this thing. I love this thing so much. So, Tier 5 TD, it's quite a unique vehicle. 12 km/h forward speed, 34 backwards. So you have to drive, as you can see, backwards to get to position. And the comparison I'm going to make here between Tier 5 TDs is why I love this thing so much. And I'm actually going to say the statement first. For all anyone watching this video, you might think I'm crazy, but in my opinion, the Archer is better than the T67. Far better. I know a lot of people might think that sounds insane, but I'll go over why now. So, you don't have a turret on this, but you have a very nice gun arc left and right. You have 7.5 degrees of gun depression, which just feels like more. So 7.5 is fine. The gun on this compared to a T67. You have more alpha than a T67, you've got 150 alpha on this, and as well as having more alpha than the T67, you also have more DPM. And having more DPM than a T67 is quite impressive. And as well as having more alpha and more DPM, you have a lot more penetration. You have 171mm standard pan, compared to the T67's, I think, 140 something. And the T67 has 177 premium pan, meaning the Archer's standard penetration is only just shy of what the T67's premium pan is. And this thing's premium rounds, 239mm of APCR, I believe. I've been able to shoot through the front of Onis at 500 meters. It's insane, and I love it so much. The only issue is, regarding the ammo, it doesn't carry a lot, meaning you can run out quite a bit. And I have actually almost run out a few times, and I've run out of standard rounds, or I've run out of premium rounds, etc, etc. So it doesn't carry much ammo, which I suppose is also quite similar to the T67. The camo on this is quite good, not quite as good as T67, but I think the main reason I like this tank more than T67, disregarding the better DPM, the better accuracy that this thing has than the T67, the better alpha, its view range. The Archer has 20 meters more view range than the T67 base. And that might not matter to a lot of people, but for me, I love view range on tanks. It's very useful and very important in games, I think. It also means you can spot for yourself. Now in this game, I just went to the typical position. It's Cliff. We weren't top tier, and because of the way you have to drive backwards at 30, I didn't want to drive aggressive to the center of the map. And if you've seen on the mini-map, they actually have an M6 up on the hill, so that's quite interesting. Get a feel for the speed when you're driving forwards as I just move around here. So I spent most of the game sniping at the moment down this line, trying to decide when's the right time to move. Our teammates are getting farmed by someone, aiming in for the MX-40. Although the accuracy is better than T67, the aim time is worse, so a fairly long aim time, but not too bad. Now we are losing by a few tanks. They have a 2-man artillery platoon as well, which also influenced my decision at the start to camp the one line. Because I didn't want to go center, get spotted, and get hit by both artillery. But as you can see, I relocated to try and get shots in. But through the bush, and I think there's a few dead tanks in the way, it's kind of hard to line up the shots. Although I did manage to get a shot into the top tier medium tank. And now I've decided to move. Our team got rid of the M6 on the hill, which is going to be very useful for me to get up there without getting spotted, which gives me extra time to try and get already safe. Now I'm looking at who I've got left alive. As our STRV gets artilleried, we have 2 Cromwells, or 2 different variants of Cromwells, which is going to be very nice to have on this map. Now, given the matchmaking, I don't actually mind trying to spot people. I've got plenty of view range for it with the camo. But the issue is, with this tank, non-turret is a bit of an issue because you have to drive backwards. So it means to move around quickly, you have to drive around backwards, so if you do run into someone whilst you're travelling at your optimal speed, which is how you'd like to travel, you'll then have your gun facing in the wrong direction, which is obviously not very good. So that can be a little bit awkward. But it's been very stale to begin with, but, you know, typical TD gameplay, because this thing doesn't have very good armor. So you can't quite play it as aggressive as I might want to. I don't think I can side-scrape in it too well either, because of the turret being quite weak. And being at the rear. I mean, if you try and side-scrape, they will be able to shoot through that. Right now I'm heading to this bush, because I want to try and spot artillery, and any teams I might have in the back. So I'm going to go into the bush and activate my binoculars, was my plan. But thankfully our Cromwell's actually moving as well. And our Cromwell actually spots the artillery. So I'll try to get a shot, but the rock is in the way. I don't want to let these two artillery get away, and they're French, so they are quite fast. Not a fully aimed shot. Thankfully, RNG favours me and goes straight home. Now I see the Achilles, another top tier tank heading towards artillery. If I can get rid of a top tier tank, that's always nice, so I'm going back for him. Again, in reverse. As you can see, it's quite an interesting vehicle. I don't know how many people played this vehicle. Maybe a lot more have played it recently due to it being on track. But I was expecting it to be very bad, but I actually fall in love with this vehicle. And I will say, I actually have other replays of the vehicle that I will be showing. So, because I know this game isn't the most exciting, but this was good, my first ace tanker in this tank. Something else I forgot to mention, the shell velocity of the 17-pounder gun is quite low. And that's caused me issues many times, especially when trying to shoot at light tanks or mediums at long distance. Sometimes I've had to change to APCR just for the shell velocity, even though I don't need the penetration. That can make it a little bit expensive. So, shell velocity as well is kind of low, which makes sniping, which is what this tank's ideal at, a little bit awkward. Now, German TD spotted around the corner. I can take a shot from him. It's not the worst thing. See, I tried to get the turn right as I come around the corner, but the German TD is actually moving away from me. Now, right now, I could really do with that Cromwell staying alive and getting out there alive, and thankfully, he's trying to get around the corner, and he does. So I get round, you see the awkwardness of me having to turn my whole tank around. Thankfully, my tracks absorb the shell. But that's a good example there. You saw the awkwardness. I would want to move at full speed, and when I actually get round the corner, you have to turn the whole tank around. Of course, you can offset that by moving to the corner and then turning around and driving around frontally, but at the same time, you're super slow, and the enemies will be able to shoot at the front of your tank before your gun gets round. So it's not the, like, perfect vehicle in every sense, but I just love this over T67. Going back for the MX-40 just because, even though he's a tier 4, if we can get rid of him, then me and the Cromwell can work together to go for the Stug. And also, keeping artillery alive could be useful, because he could also help with the Stug. Trying to get the shot, he's behind a rock, but turns out our artillery doesn't need any help. He can look after himself. Now, thankfully, I got quite lucky with the German TD bouncing off me, the toaster, so I have full hit point. That's going to come in handy here, because as I'm reversing up, their Stugger's good camo, and he's in an area with lots of bushes, so you see, he actually spots me. So I've got good view range, but that TD's got lots of bushes to use. Now, I could still survive a shot from that Stug. And now you're going to see something else. So, I want to keep my gun facing forward now, because I don't want to have to turn my tank around to meet the Stug. And you're going to see that when I start driving forwards, which is what you have to do, obviously, to keep your gun facing forwards, the speed is going to be painful. And I'm taking a few blind shots here. I missed that shot, because I wasn't fully aimed. That was just a terrible shot by me. And see, now I'm down to APCR. So, blind shots as well can be a bit risky in this tank because of lack of ammo, especially in tier 7 games where there's a lot more hit points. And And I'll just watch me drive forward because I want to keep my gun face forward. Look at the speed. 11 to 12 kilometers an hour, very slow. I tell the guy affirmative. Now I'd love to just turn around and reverse up here, but as I said, there's the chance that if I reverse, he pops around, just shoots me in the ass, gets a free shot in. Get spotted, I stop the shot in, we finish this game. Now this game shows that I'm actually, if I use my brain, I am capable of playing a TD like a TD, because that tank, I cannot play aggressive like I do a lot of others. 35,000 profit, 1700 damage, 200 assistance, 3 kills for the ace tanker, high caliber. And overall it's a very interesting tank, and as I said, anyone in the comments let me know. Do you guys think the Archer's better than T-67, or is it just me? So thank you guys for watching, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all in the next one.